in California, and it is so strange. You know, the girls could get on welfare in those days, and the men could work at the cannery. So they would work at the cannery like during these months, you know, like you see Del Monte label and all that. They all was in California those days. So they could work at the cannery when they worked overtime, all that fruit and all them veggies coming off the line. So they would earn enough to draw what we call po' boy, that was unemployment. And the girl would get welfare. Po' boy in those days was $55 a week. You didn't make but $100 a week in a factory, right? So you would get $55 a week for most of the year, because you could get an extension. You get 13 weeks, 26 weeks, and then you can get an extension on unemployment, right? It was nice, and all the factories had jobs everywhere. You could walk out of one factory into another factory and get a job. DC was probably the same, I don't know. That was in those days. To your original question, why is it that if you try to have the right line, that Muslims work against you, if it's a Muslim agenda? Well, that's true in all agendas. First of all, the American Muslims who are immigrants here, remember we've been talking about immigrants, and remember what we were talking about, the immigrants? We want the immigrants to feel like this is your opportunity to be a true American. How? It's by making America better. Then the people will love you. They won't say you're a foreigner then. But you think they're going to see that? They're going to see it after 100 years maybe. But we don't know. That's what we're going to try. But remember, we're what the business called risk takers. We would rather risk this jahiliyyah than risk the akhirah. That's a big risk. That's a big risk. Risking going to the other side, down below, all that heat and stuff down there. I'm trying to tell you this. The groups here, how is it that we could be cut off from every group? How is it? How is that? I mean, you gotta ask the question. If 10 years ago we was in, 10, 15 years ago, what is it? Places full, every demonstration we're there, because that's what was happening at that time. 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, they were having demonstrations. It was all right. After 9/11, it ain't all right. After 9/11, it ain't all right. In fact, it's bad business. And look at the programs we have. Why we wouldn't be cut off and isolated? Look at here. How to punk the FBI. You know anybody that had a program with this name? The FBI is a bunch of punks, and we make fun of them. To show you they're paying attention, punk the FBI, Imam abdul-alim Musa gets punked by the FBI. He's saying this is when they kick you out, when they don't let you go somewhere. What is it? When I couldn't go to London, I was banned. I still am banned. I'm banned from going there. And these white folks here is the ones that told the white folks over there, because they say, that's what they say. It says that. It says, punk the FBI, Imam abdul-alim Musa gets punked by, of course they say Britain, but who told them? The British is paying that much attention to us? Triangle of Terror, the Zionists, Saudi Arabia, and America. Message of solidarity to Hidayah Conference. You may not believe this, but this was you remember the Hidayah conference? The one they had out at, what's it, Dallas? Yeah, they had a Hidayah conference down there. They didn't have us there. They had, what's the long bearded Imam? I ain't gonna say his name. I ain't gonna backbite. Open letter to the people of Oakland. Letter of introduction to DC area churches. This right here is over 10 or 12 years old, but it is an answer. This flyer right here is the one that talks about when we say nonviolent resistance, we say alternative nonviolent resistance. This is alternative. It says the people that love Muhammad, that love Musa alayhi salam, that love Isa alayhi salam, will make the changes in this world. Because they have the people, they have the money, they have the organization, right? And they have also the system, love your neighbor, you know, the belief system. So we believe that religion, and we didn't leave nobody out basically, we say we want to create an environment that Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, peace be upon them all, would be happy with. That's what this says. They're not going to say that. I'm just telling you, I'm answering the question. Repunk the FBI. We have here our Declaration of Independence. It sounds pretty nice. Not too bad. So we reach out to, we got a stack of flyers here. All we got is flyers. We got what we would like to see, the global strategy of Islam. Do you see anybody else got a global strategy of Islam that's workable? They don't have it. They're not thinking about it. They're thinking small. The Muslims are very small-minded in America. And the ones that got the most are thinking the smallest. They got joints that's full. They having 3 and 4 Jummahs, 3 Jummahs at a lot of places. Remember all them places we went to? Almost every one of them had 2 or 3 Jummahs, right? Everyone, they had 3, in fact, most of them. Yeah, they had 3 Jummahs. It's unbelievable. But what are they saying in there? You go in there in the Masjid and you would be, so what are they talking about? The people are being slaughtered in Yemen. They don't mention it. The people are being slaughtered. Palestine, they just say, you know, you can have the Golan Heights, you can have Jerusalem, da-da-da-da-da. That's what the Zionists said. The American Zionists, right? What we're trying to say is all of that is happening right now. And I'm sorry to say, we're the only ones saying anything about it. Like I said, the Pakistani guy came in here the other day at Jummah. Remember what he said? Well, what are you doing in the community? I think he said, wait, man, when we got here, the whole place was a dope spot over there, and, you know,
Right.
everything, we stood there, and what's the name, with flyers. We used to stand there, and the cars come out of the dope house. I'm telling you, they drove, it was like Safeway or something, right over there.
It sure was.
And we give them off.
Yeah.
Hey, and now everybody, well, what are you doing for Islam? I had to say, hey man, we ain't doing a whole lot. But anyway, so in answer to that question, because that's a deep question, the other part of the answer is what? Okay. As a group, let's go back to some of the stuff that is there any, let me just look at this thing here. Okay. Okay, that really happened. That really happened. That, right? We know that happened. We know because when I got here, back here, they had to put me in the hospital. Now you just take a senior citizen, not that I'm that old, but I'm 74 years old, and the nigga busted me up, the people, which we love. They busted the fat off of my head. You can see chips of my flesh. Remember that? If you look close on the picture down there, there's a piece of meat. They was whooping at the brother, and we love him for it. We do. All this, Imam abdul-alim, Musa facing attacks and death threats. All of those are true. There's witnesses to everything. Okay? Sabotage, death threats against Imam Musa, and grand larceny. The Bank of America has never given, you won't hear about it until we get them in court. They have never given an account to somebody else that's in there, in somebody else's name, with just a piece of paper. The court said, last year, in fact, it was last April, the court said that it was a computer-generated document. All of this. This gives you an idea. The revolution from Egypt to the Americas. This gives you an idea. Just what's going on. Imam Jamil, Imam Lukman, and me. This is clearly a warning. If you don't straighten up, nigga, you're in trouble. Well, we would rather be in trouble with the Americans than to be in trouble with Allah. That's the whole point. And I'll close with this. You see, we live in, I hate to repeat myself, but we're living in a great time. The whole world is here at our disposal, but we're going to have to work for it. We're going to have to work for it. And it's going to take strong belief. You know, the one I would like for you, for the next time when we do a recording, is to put, you remember this, when Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui was speaking about and saying, okay, now, let me ask you something. If Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui was saying the things he was saying about me, I didn't even know. I had forgot that he was, maybe I walked over here, but I didn't remember he said, maybe I just wasn't paying no attention. But do you think the people in South Africa didn't hear that? If they heard it, why did they respond the way they did? Why did they respond the way they did? We got stuff, look, this is from South Africa. It looks like I'm running for president, right? Imam abdul-alim Musa. It's articles in the newspapers. It's not all about my subject, selling drugs, large amount of drugs. That's my subject. That's what I did, right? So when I speak about it, I'm speaking as an expert on the subject, not as a visitor. Okay, all of this, why nobody, you know, the hadith is clear. If your brother is hurt, then you gotta do all of that stuff. Why nobody seem to be feeling the pain or interest? That answers the question. It's because, remember, the subject about fear, what did we call fear? Is false evidence appearing as real, right? Everybody believes America. They believe it. They believe it. They don't. Everybody, not everybody, but the immigrant community believes America is a spot to be. They just believe that. They act like it. Okay. The Negro community, the black community, have allowed their birthright to be stolen by the, when you were younger, when you came up in that, did you have a little feeling of mission of the Imam Muhammad, that there was some light mission going on in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was.
That was a purpose.
It was purpose. Yeah.
There's a purpose of being there. Okay. You feel that now?
No.
No, you don't feel that now.
I'm trying to find it. Well, I'm looking for it amongst, you know.
The point is that that answers your question. And I'll finish with this. Our dilemma is to help both communities. Remember, revision of one community. Revision of one community. And what did we say?
Revival.
Revival of the other. Revival of our community. We have to revive our community. And, you know, there's certain rules. If you go out first in any enterprise, you could get run over by a train, you're a pioneer. That's what As-Sabiqun means. Pioneer, vanguard. As-Sabiq, they went in the race. That's what I, you know, I want to say this, I think we're living up to our name more and more and more. Because they duck when they wasn't expected to duck. They say stuff before you can stop them. That's what the dictionary says As-Sabiqun do. As-Sabiqun, they go out ahead of everybody else. They make the race, they win the race. And in some cases, they do what has to be done and they go on about their business before anybody else even recognizes what should be done. That's our job here in America. I think we're doing a wonderful job. And that's the way we feel. Are there any more questions? Any more comments? Okay, alhamdulillah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم.